Welcome to another Make Do Kangaroo class. Right, shall we just put the kangaroo song on and just get started and start jumping about? Yeah? Get rid of some of that energy, maybe wake yourself up if you're doing this class first thing in the morning. Yeah? And then we can sit down and talk about what we're going to do. So, there we go. Let's stand up. Let's get started. Ready? Here we go.
I'm a kangaroo.
Well done. Good jumping. Super job. Let's go.
Just what to do.
You can run around. You can jump around. You can hop around on one foot. Ready? Here we go.
Boing, 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 boing.
Super. Good job.
Just a furry kangaroo. I'm always hopping everywhere 'cause that's the thing to do.
Well done. If you've got a toy, you can grab your toy
So come and bounce around with me.
and start jumping with your toy.
Come on, children. Now it's your turn to jump up.
Can you jump up and down? Ready? We go.
Jumping up and down and up and down and bouncing, bouncing around the room. That's
Super.
That's lovely.
Well done.
Now you're like
Are you feeling like a kangaroo too? Here we go. Boing.
Boing, 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 boing. I'm a kangaroo. We
Well done.
in the pouch.
Woo.
You'll never find me
Everyone's got sore
sitting or
legs.
relaxing on the couch. Me
Keep
favourite
going. Let's go. We're
season
nearly done.
is season spring. I love to jump around 'cause that's me favourite kind of thing.
Well done, everyone. Let me just pause this. There we go. Good job. Right, let's pop kangaroo back. And then we can sit down. Right. How are we feeling? Oh, is that woken a few of you up? Yeah? Maybe help to get rid of some of that energy. Sit back down and let's talk about what we're going to do today. So out of your packs, you need your white sheet of card and you need 3 of your egg cup little cartons, little shapes. See? You're also going to need a bit of cardboard. You're also going to need one of these, a potato, or it could be an apple or an orange or I don't know, whatever else you've got that you can print with. Or it doesn't even need to be a fruit or a vegetable. If you've got even like a little cup, you could use the bottom of your bubbles. Something round that you can stamp with, okay? Maybe it's a little cup, use the bottom of the cup. Just a round shape that you can print with paint. That's all you're going to need for this bit. All right, so should I show you what we're going to make today? Today is all about spring flowers. So do you think you can tell what these spring flowers kind of look like? So they're yellow, so think of maybe a flower that you can see in your garden or when you're outside for a walk or in the park. And they've got this big trumpet that sticks out the middle. And the trumpet can sometimes be yellow, the trumpet can sometimes be orange, or it can be like a pale yellow, like almost a white. They are called, does anyone know, starts with the daffodils. Daffodils, lovely spring flower, one of the first flowers of spring. So when you see the daffodils coming out, you know that it's going to get warmer, maybe a bit sunnier, a bit lighter, and spring is on its way, or spring is already here really. So that is the painting that we're going to be doing this week. This week it's all about daffodils and springtime. All right, so one of the first things, what should we do first? I normally paint these first, because then while you're painting everything else, it gives these a little bit of a chance to dry. All right, so You can put your white sheet away to the side just now, that to the side. Decide what colour do you want to paint. These are the trumpets of your daffodils that we're going to glue on. Okay, so you're going to need some glue, either PVA glue or Pritt stick. All right, so get some glue ready as well. So I've painted my trumpets orange just because I've painted the petals of my daffodils yellow and I wanted these to stand out. You can just paint it all yellow if you want and have just all yellow daffodils. You can stamp some orange and make these trumpets yellow. You can do whatever you want really. So I'm going to get a paintbrush and I'm going to paint this one orange. So get your paintbrush and paint the inside orange. See if you can try and paint all of it. Get right to the edges. Stick your paintbrush in and get right to the corners. That can be the trickiest bit. Now, if you want to, you can paint the outside, but you might find your fingers get into a bit of a mess. But you don't have to. You can just paint the inside. You can see on this picture, I've painted the inside, but look, if you look at it, I haven't painted any of the outside. So you don't have to paint the outside. Up to you what you want to do. So then that's one painted. Okay. So then let's put this one down to dry. Put that over there. Ooh. And then let's paint the second one. So I don't know. I might put a little bit of yellow in this one, but because my paintbrush has got some orange on it, it's going to be a yellowy orange colour. Again, let's try and get right down, get into all those corners at the bottom, right to the edges. Fab. Great work. Takes quite a long time, doesn't it? So you're doing really well if you can persevere and keep going with this. Okay? You're doing great. So there's another one done. It's more yellowy. And then I'm going to paint my third one. So I'm going to go back and paint this one orange, I think, again. Have another orange one. Do you have any daffodils in your garden? I've got quite a few daffodils coming up in my front garden. I always like to see them. Okay, so there we go. Fantastic. So there is my third trumpet for my daffodils painted. All right. So now I'm going to leave that one there to dry. Put my paintbrush down. Anyone got painty fingers from doing that? Let's give a little wipe and just wipe them up. Right, so now what you can do, let's get our white sheet of paper back. Okay. And we are going to paint first our petals for our daffodils, and to use that's where you're going to use your printing. So I'm going to use my potato, you use whatever you have to print with, a cup, anything at all, an apple, a potato, whatever you've got that's round, okay? And you can just go wherever you want with this. I'm going to dip it in my yellow first, and we're going to go stamp, stamp. Now you can try and put them close together, because remember they're petals of a flower. You can use that. You can do it all over your sheet. Okay, all over your sheet. There we go. And actually, I might just give it a little wipe. I might just do some wee orange ones too, just to have different colour. Yeah. So we go stamp, stamp, stamp. So remember, when we're printing, we go down and up, down and up, down and up. We don't go round in circles. Down and up, down and up, down and up. Okay, and that's how we get a nice clear print. And look at the texture that that has given you from your printing with whatever you're printing with. Lovely texture. So well done if you've managed that. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to paint the green stalks of our daffodils. And to do that, we're going to use our cardboard. So we've done this before, remember, for Mother's Day, for our Mother's Day flowers, the stalks of our flowers, the stems of our flowers for Mother's Day. So this is exactly the same, the stems of the daffodil. Dip it into the green paint, and again, remember, down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. And you can do this wherever you want, really. Start from the bottom, yeah, and have some at the bottom, and then work your way up. But there we go. And I might have another stem going up there, another stem going up there. Because this is a field of daffodils, a garden that's full of daffodils, a park that's full of daffodils. So we want lots of colour and lots of stems. You see, there we go. And now the final thing that we need to do is we just need to add the trumpets onto 3 of our daffodils. Okay, so think about where you want your daffodils to be. Pick 3 of your best ones. And I'm going to use PVA because that's slightly better. It's, to be honest, it's just a little bit less messy, because if you imagine holding this and trying to get Pritt stick onto it, it's a bit, at least with PVA, you can just kind of pour it on. Or if you've got some PVA out onto a little like paper case or a wee dish, you can get a paintbrush, just paint a little bit of PVA on, and that'll make it a bit easier. So I'm going to put this orange one up here. And you don't need to press down too hard either. And I'm going to stick this. There, go get a bit more glue on this one. This one down here. And then I'm going to choose this one to go here. Want to see what it looks like? There we go. Can you see? So there is our beautiful spring daffodils with our lovely trumpet sticking out and our green stems and all of our yellow and orange leaves. Doesn't it look pretty? I hope yours looks as pretty as mine. So if you're proud of your work, send me a photograph, let me see how, and I'm sure, oh, it's because I'm holding it up for too long. I haven't let the glue have time to dry. There we go, a bit of gravity at work. So let's leave it flat for just now and let it dry. Will you do the same with yours? Let's pop it down to one side and just let that dry for a little while, and then the glue will have time to work. Maybe now give your table a little wipe so you're all clean and ready for the next activity. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of paint everywhere. I've been very messy doing this. So let's put all of this to one side. If you're finished with your paint, let's move it all. And let's get ready for the next bit. Okay. So what happens after our first painting activity? Can you remember? What do we do next? Some of you may already be away because you know what needs to happen next. We wash our hands, we can go and get a snack if we're allowed one. Snack and a drink, okay? And then it's time for story time. So our story this week is this one called Guess How Much I Love You in Spring. So we've read a book like this before, do you remember? On Valentine's, for Valentine's week, we read Guess How Much I Love You, but it was just that, it wasn't in the springtime. But this is one called In the Spring. Now, you also get lots of other ones. So Guess How Much I Love You in Spring, Guess How Much I Love You in Summer, Guess How Much I Love You in Autumn, Guess How Much I Love You in Winter. So you get a whole set of them. So if you like these books, then you can buy the whole set. I've got the whole set for the year. They're really cute. But this is Guess How Much I Love You in Spring. And you could see, do you remember the characters in the book? The hares, Big Nut Brown Hare and Little Nut Brown Hare. So I don't know if this is Big Nut Brown Hare or Little Nut Brown Hare. What do you think? And he's hopping. Look, he's hopping in amongst all the daffodils. See these flowers? Do they look a little bit like the daffodils you've painted with their big trumpets? See their big trumpets sticking out like that? That's what daffodils look like. And also there's another animal in the picture. Does anyone know what animal that is? It's a frog. Frog. Let's get frogs in springtime too. Let's read the story and find out what happens. Like in the front cover, more springtime flowers. There's your daffodils. And look, there's your snowdrops. You may have seen snowdrops when you've been out walking too. Right. So here we go. Do you remember the characters in the book? Big Nut Brown Hare and Little Nut Brown Hare. And Little Nut Brown Hare likes to sit on Big Nut Brown Hare's back and hold on to his very long ears. Do you remember that bit? Little Nut Brown Hare and Big Nut Brown Hare went hopping in the spring. Do you see all the springtime flowers? Oh, look, what have they found? Spring is when things start growing after winter. They saw a tiny acorn growing. Someday it will be a tree, said Big Nut Brown Hare. A big, big tree, said Little Nut Brown Hare. Oh, a mighty tree, said Big Nut Brown Hare. So that little acorn is going to grow as big as a tree. Wow. Where are they next? Can you tell? Can anyone see something wriggling about in that pond? Little Nut Brown Hare spotted a tadpole in a pool. It was a tiny tadpole, as wriggly as could be. It will grow up to be, does anyone know what a tadpole grows up to be? A tadpole grows up to be a frog. Like that frog over there, said Little Nut Brown Hare. Just the same as that one, said Big Nut Brown Hare. I wonder how many of you knew that. Tadpoles grow into frogs. Has anyone seen a tadpole before? There are usually lots and lots of tadpoles at Barnhill Rock Gardens. If you're ever round about there in the springtime, Easter holiday time, we normally go down there and have a look for tadpoles. We always put them back, but they're quite good fun to look for. What else have they found? Like this. I wonder what that could be. wriggling on the ground. A hairy caterpillar slowly crossed the path in front of them in search of something green to eat. One day soon that will change, said Big Nut Brown Hare. Does anyone know? What does a caterpillar change into? What does that grow up to be? It grows up to be, do you see? A butterfly with wings. Oh, lovely wings, said Big Nut Brown Hare. So caterpillars change into butterflies when they grow up. And then they found a bird's nest. What's inside the bird's nest? Can you see? It was full of eggs. What does an egg turn into? Asked Little Nut Brown Hare. Do you know? If you found an egg in a bird's nest, what do you think hatches out of the egg? A bird. A big, big bird, said Little Nut Brown Hare. Well, a grown-up bird, said Big Nut Brown Hare. Just like those birds in the sky. Does nothing stay the same, thought Little Nut Brown Hare. Does everything change? What do you think? Does everything change? Then he began to laugh. What does a little nut brown hare like me turn into? He said. Do you know what Little Nut Brown Hare turns into? Big Nut Brown Hare began to think and think. And think. Goodness me, did he know the answer? Yes! Let's find out. Little Nut Brown Hare turns into a big nut brown hare, just like me. There we are. Little Nut Brown Hare is going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger until he will be the same size as Big Nut Brown Hare. Wow. Will that be the same as you, do you think? Do you think you grow bigger and bigger and bigger until you're almost as big as your mummy or your daddy? Do you think that would happen? Yeah, you do. I see how much you guys have grown while we've not been doing classes one-to-one in the one room. Do you know when we're all together in the one room and we're doing Make Do Kangaroo together, how much fun that is? Well, I know I'm going to see a huge difference when I see you all again. How big you'll have got. You'll have grown so big. Can't wait for that day until I get to see you all. Let's hope it's not too far away. I think it'll be quite soon. Right, are we finished snack? That's a lovely story, isn't it, that one? Are we ready to get on with the next activity? Will I show you what it is? Yeah? We're going to make our very own daffodil in our pot. Do you see, standing up tall in our pot, in our flower pot? And you can decide who you would like to give this flower to. Maybe you want to keep it for yourself. Sit it on your windowsill, or maybe sit it in your playroom or your bedroom. Maybe you would like to give it to someone as a present for Easter. Something to give them for springtime. You can have a little think. Okay. So in your packs, you should have a pot and you should have a straw, a little cup, and 2 yellow shapes that are going to be your daffodil petals. Okay. You'll also need glue stick. You will also need some yellow paint, okay, because, well, actually yellow or orange, up to you what colour you want to do, because you see we have to paint the inside of our little cup, okay? So you'll need a little bit of paint for this too. So you'll need a paintbrush. And also what you'll need is you'll need something to fill the inside of this cup with so that your daffodil stands up in it. So I have filled this one, can you see a little bit? I have filled this with some rice, just dried rice, not cooked rice, raw rice, some rice. And then on the top, to make it look a little bit like soil, I've put a little bit of little coffee granules on the top, just so that it looks more like it's mud and soil that a daffodil would grow in. But you can use whatever you want to fill your pot up. You could even use little stones from your garden. You could use mud if you want to. If you want to go out to the garden, collect some earth with some stones in it, then you could fill that up, and then that would hold your daffodil stem to sort of stand upright. What else could you use? Some dried pulses, lentils, something like that, that you could pack into your pot that means your daffodil's going to stand up in. Doesn't really matter what you have, okay? Anything would work. So the first thing I think we should do is get the painting out of the way, yeah? So that's got time to dry. So, a little bit of yellow paint in your pot, and we're just going to paint that all the way around. Here we go, the inside. You see? There we go, job done. That's nice and quick, isn't it? Yeah. And now we can leave that to dry. That was easy. So our next bit now is getting our glue and joining all the bits together. So I am going to get my glue stick and I'm going to join these two petals together. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but you want to see a little bit of each petal sticking out. So you don't want to stick them one on top of the other, because then you'll just have the same shape. So you want to move them around like that. You might need a little bit of help if you need some help with that. You just need a little bit of glue in the middle, because we want to be able to move the petals. I'll show you what I mean by that. So you want to be able to move your petals out, if you want to, like that. So it makes them look a little bit more realistic if your petals are not too flat. Like that. Okay. And then if we get some glue again, put a nice lot of glue in the middle of there, then we can stick in. I'm going to use the end of a paintbrush rather than my finger, so my finger doesn't get too painty, to press that down so that it sticks. And there's your little daffodil flower head. So now all we need to do is attach it to its stem. And to do that, I don't think glue is the best thing for that. So if you've got some tape, then I would use some tape. So I would use some tape, okay, just some sellotape. And this is the hardest bit, isn't it? Trying to find the end of your sellotape. Take a little bit of tape off, put it on. Again, this can be a bit fiddly. And then tape it onto the back. There you go. Of your flower. And that's you done. Look, all you need to do now, I'm going to push my petals in a little bit more. There. So all we need to do now is fill our pot. So whatever you've got, I'm going to fill my pot full of my rice. There we go, spilt some, but that's okay because we can tidy that up. And then I'm going to put my coffee. I can't wait. Tell me what you have filled your pot with. Can't wait to find out all the different things you have used. I'm just going to put the rest of that in that one. Use up all of my coffee. There we are. So now it looks like it's brown soil. And all you need to do now is just push your daffodil in. And there we are. You have made your daffodil in a pot. How nice does that look? Such a lovely gift for someone. If you want to, you can stick some stickers round your pot if you want to do that. If you've got some favourite stickers of yours, you can put them round the pot. If you've got a paper one like this, you can obviously use pen on it and you can draw on it if you want to do that. If you've got the plastic one, then really stickers are the best one for that. But if you want to decorate your pot, you can decorate your pot, completely up to you. But that has been Daffodil Week for you guys. So you have made a beautiful daffodil painting for springtime and your daffodil in a pot. How cute and spring-like are they? I love, one of my favourite colours is yellow because I just think it's such a happy colour and it just makes you smile. I just think it's a great colour. So I really love springtime and I love to see daffodils come out in the garden too. Such a lovely thing. So well done to you guys for finishing Daffodil Week. How great are you? I'm going to put the tidy up song now so that any tidying up you've got to do, remember that's just as important as doing your painting and making your craft, is tidying up after yourselves, helping mummy and granny and daddy and whoever else is helping you do your craft work. Help them out a little bit and help with the tidying up. Here we go. So all rubbish, maybe you could put the rubbish in the bin.
Time to tidy up, tidy up, tidy up.
Take all your dirty dishes and painty things to the kitchen, pop them in the sink. Does your table need a clean? Does it need a wipe? Get your wipe.
Put them in the place.
Give it a lovely clean. I've got paint everywhere.
Time to close your book, close your book, close your book. Time to close
Okay,
your book
do your
and
hands
put
need
it
a
on the
wipe?
shelf.
Well done.
Time to look around, look around, look around. Time to look around. Does the room look clean?
What do you think? Does the room look clean? I can just smell coffee from my pot.
Make the
Do you
room
like
look
the smell
nice
of
and neat,
coffee?
nice and neat, nice and neat. Make the room look nice and neat.
It's a bit
Thank you
smelly.
very much.
Stinky coffee. Put your glue
When
away.
you finish playing,
Do you know where your
put
glue
your things
goes?
away.
Put all your
Keep
glues
room
and
neat,
pens away.
Nothing under your feet.
Put
Just to
the
find a
tape
place
away.
to keep things safe. Thank you
And
very
if you're
much.
ready, you can maybe go and find your bubbles. Okay, get ready for bubble time.
Time to tidy up.
Well
Put
done.
your things away.
And remember your sticker. So you should still have one sticker left. I've got lots here. But you should have one sticker left to stick onto your top to say, well done, you've done a great job. I know you've done a great job because your mummies and daddies tell me how great you are at doing class at home. Right, here we go for bubbles. Ready? Ah, great job. Keep going with another one.
I'm forever blowing bubbles.
Are you blowing your bubbles? Are you popping them out? Pop, 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 pop,
They
pop.
fly so high, nearly reach the sky. Then boys.
Well done, everyone. Give yourselves a really big clap. Pat on the back. Well done. Brilliant job. You're all doing so well. How difficult is this for some people to not be in a class with me and to do this online through your screen, whatever you're using, a laptop or your phone or something like that. But you're all doing brilliantly, so be very proud of yourselves. You're doing great. I've loved doing another class with you. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you again soon. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.